Well, welcome to Never a Foul. It's Thursday, and you know everyone's feeling good because what's it heading into? It's heading into Friday, and we've got so much to discuss. Normally, we do Champions League talk on a Wednesday. We didn't. We saved it for today because we've got other things in the pipeline. But guys, make sure you smash the like and also subscribe if you're new as well. As you can see on the channel, guys, I'm not going to lie, your support has been amazing in the last week, 2 weeks, 2 years since we whole started the channel. We hit 5K as well. So you guys in the comments, man, that have been supporting, showing the love. Honestly, it's massively appreciated. And hopefully, if the journey continues, you guys stay with us and we continue to grow and grow and grow. I've got a great panel with me today as well. A mix of guests, bit of European flavor, some English flavor as well. We've got Liverpool on as well, because I know there's obviously a lot of Liverpool guys in the comments as well. So it's going to be interesting to hear what we all talk about. So I think it's only right I introduce the guests, then we get into the intro. So first of all, I'm going to bring in one of my co-hosts, Never a Fouls people. You know what it is. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to bring everyone in together. I'm going to mix up. I'm going to do one by one. I'm going to bring everyone in together so you can get their pretty faces in, and then we'll run the intro. So Mo, I'm going to come to you first as always. My co-host Mo, Never a Fouls, one of the finest. Inter Milan, he's smiling today, smelling that.
Yeah, bro.
What you saying, man? You good?
We're winning, bro. We're going to the round of 16, and then everybody counted us out, and then we're in. We're like, we should have won the game, but unlucky. All I can say.
Yes,
and
someone decided not to pass, didn't they?
Yeah. And but we put these people in their place, man. Just because there's too much talk before the game.
Yeah, man. Nah, you know, it was a great game to watch, to be fair. I chose to watch the wrong game. I actually watched the Liverpool game, and then I was with Daps, and I was like, there's a goal in the 87th minute. And there's a goal in the 90th, then the 94th. I was like, what is going on? And you know, when the funniest thing is as well, when you have like flash scores up on your phone, I was waiting for like correction, VAR or something to go wrong, because there's always something like that in the games. But the goal stood, and it was a brilliant game at the Camp Nou. And we're definitely going to dive into that one, the first of all as well. And I want to get down to Rayan, who obviously supports Liverpool. We've been messaging each other for quite a while now, and I thought, you know what, it's perfect to get a Liverpool fan on. First time on with me as well. So Rayan, thanks for coming on. Obviously, you do a lot of stuff with Lewis as well. Big up Carefree Lewis and Flawless's channel as well. So shout out them guys. But yeah, man, big up for coming on.
Yeah, man. Cheers for inviting me, man. It's good to be on, man. It's good to be on.
That's good. Obviously, love every time, man. And obviously, go and support Rayan as well on the Twitter, on the Never a Foul Twitter. I've just put the tweet out as well. You can go and follow Rayan as well if you're a Liverpool fan, especially as well, for all his tweets and content. And I got my man Bains as well, ready for a Ronaldo hat trick tonight. What are you saying, Bains?
I'm good. You better start.
Yeah, he is starting, man. Don't worry. He's gonna get 60 minutes. Don't worry about that, man. It's gonna be all good. But guys, make sure you are subscribing to Statman Bains as well. Inter Worldwide is Mo's channel. Obviously, you see him here a lot, but he does a lot of great watch along stuff for Inter, and Statman Bains' channel as well, and the TikTok as well, which you can follow. But I'm gonna get straight into the intro, and then we're just gonna go straight into the Champions League talk, man. So get your comments in, people. Big up every single time. Into the comments. Big up Sadaf. He says Barca going down to the Europa League is the best thing. F. Gerard Romero. Got Claudio in the building. Big up Cloud, man. We're definitely going to touch on Chelsea. Big up D1 Millies. Always says big up Ty. Everyone support the channel, man. Yeah, please do, man. Smash a like on your way in, like you take your shoes off at home, man. So please do that for the people. Big up A1. He says elbow cough. Liverpool are back. Konate is better than that midget Martinez. Oh, look. I knew Ilyas. Do you know what? That's why I got a Liverpool fan, and I thought you needed some ammo today. You needed some ammunition with you, man. Big up Ilyas every time. If you haven't liked yet, go like. It's free and support and helps the channel massively, man. And big up Mo, the legend as well, is what D1 Millie says. Love that. Guys, we've got a busy schedule as well. Just so you know as well, we've got a call-in show potentially tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. We'll post it up in the morning. And then on Saturday morning, I've got a preview, Liverpool, Man City preview. I'll be hosting that as a neutral. And then Saturday night, we've got the review show. And then Sunday, we've got Rivals Not Viral. So yeah, man, we've got a lot of content coming. But guys, man, come on, man. There's so much to discuss. I think it's only right. I know we support English clubs here, but that game at the Nou Camp yesterday, that was everything about the Champions League. I can't even lie. I've not been a fan of the group stages for a while, if I'm personally honest. Like, I'm not saying the format needs to change, but I always look at groups and I always think they're the two that are going through. They're the two that are going through. And you kind of just sit there and wait for the knockout rounds, really. But that group there with Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Inter Milan, it was kind of like Bayern are going to go through, which Bains obviously loves Nagelsmann. But then it was like Inter or Barca. Who's going to win the home game? Who's going to win the away game? Well, obviously, you guys won the home game, Mo. But yesterday, let's just talk about it. It was an absolute classic for a group stage at the Camp Nou yesterday, man. How you feeling?
I'm kind of like disappointed a little bit because I thought we should have won the game, but because this Barcelona team is not the same. I know that not a lot of people watched the game, but we actually were on the back foot most of the game, but we created about like 5 clear-cut chances other than the goals, like 3-on-1 and stuff like that. But we made the wrong decisions. For me, I think this Barcelona team is all about attack. And I know that without Conde and without Araujo, but their midfield is just so attacking, like Gavi and Pedri. And this guy, Xavi, he thinks he has Leo Messi, and he plays very attacking football. Everybody goes forward, and then he leaves the defense open. And for our team, we did what we had to do, but this time is with goals. And this is not a reflection of how Inter plays, but you go play against Bayern Munich, you go play against Barcelona at the Camp Nou, and then you have to defend. It's just about taking your chances. And we did that perfectly yesterday. And for me, it looked like a knockout phase, because if Barcelona win, they probably will go through. And if Inter win, they go through. And if it's a draw, Inter will go through. So it looked like a perfectly knockout round game. So it was all about who can hold their composure, who can be composed, and who can just stay calm. Because even when we went down, we still came out second half calm, and we played the same football that we want to play, and we created a couple of goals, and we went ahead twice at the Camp Nou, which is magnificent.
It is. On the flip side, though, you're not disappointed that, like you said at the start, you're disappointed you didn't get the win. Because when you look at Italian teams, growing up, it was always about like sort of defending, and they would grind out the 1-0s, the 2-1s and stuff. Italians have always been strong on the defensive side of things. When you get ahead in the 90th minute or 87th minute, you could say, with Robin Gosens, are you not thinking like, okay, see it out now? This is the second time we've been ahead, and then you allow Barcelona to still come back into the game. Is that not even a worrying sign when you think if you go through later on down the line?
It is not, because everyone panicked. It was when we went up, it wasn't expected, and it was just panic because everybody defended very deep. And when you defend very deep against someone like Lewandowski, he kind of got the perfect header. And we had about like 2 guys on the pitch that are very, very young, and they weren't supposed to play Champions League, but because Lukaku's injured, because Brozovic is injured, and we had to sub them in. And so for me, I'm not that worried about it. It's in the Champions League. You know what? Thomas Tuchel is the perfect example of you got to do what you got to do in the Champions League. When it comes to the leagues and stuff, it's a totally different monster. So Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League while can't even coach a team in the Premier League. And it's as simple as in a one game, Inzaghi can read the game, can do very good, but in the league is different. So I'm not worried. This is not a reflection of what is going to happen in a 38 games league. So for me, it is what it is, a game by game. And I'm just happy that we got the point at the Camp Nou.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I think when you look at it now, like you said, you're probably more than likely to go through. It's in your hands. I think the power of it is that it's in your hands. You're going to Pleasant away.
No. It's at home.
Oh, is it home? Oh,
it's at home.
This is a gimme. Surely, Rayan,
most likely it's done.
Oh, it's got to be done, Rayan. If Inter blow it from here, surely this is like a car crash.
Bro, it's the kind of same thing with us, innit? Like, yeah, I mean, come on, man. Inter have got to make it through. I think they will, innit? Like, you know, from what I remember of them last year, I'm not sure if they're that too much different from this year, but they gave us a very good game in the 2 legs last season. You know, ran us very close, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, come on. They should be, obviously, Bayern, I guess, will top the group. But, like, yeah, Inter, yeah, I mean, it'll be damning if they don't get through, man. Like, you got to look at them very funny if they don't get through from here, to be honest. I didn't watch the game, though, yesterday because I had the Liverpool game.
Of course, you got the Liverpool game on, of course.
I made sure I caught the highlights. I need to watch some more extended highlights, actually, as well, man. I want to catch them because it looked a great game. So, yeah, man. Yeah, Inter doing their thing, man. They're doing their thing.
It's interesting. Are you surprised, or is this something? Did you like when you looked at the group when it was originally like formed? Did you put Inter Milan as your like second team to go through with Bayern, or did you actually honestly think, you know what, Barcelona and the signings they've made, they've got Xavi, who yes is still a questionable manager up in his regime, obviously to them. Who did you think out of the two before the group started would go through?
I thought it'd be the best group for sure, but yeah, in all honesty, I did think Barca would get through and into a drop, just because, like you said, the signings they made, Barca, Lewandowski, Rafinha, etc. I thought they'd have too much, to not qualify, but like, yeah, they just ain't done their thing really. And fair play to Inter, man, because like they deserve it at the end of the day. And obviously Bayern were always going to top it. But yeah, man, I expected Barca to go through. But yeah, it's looking like their second year in a row in Europa for them, to be honest. Which is
it's
I never thought I'd say that with Barcelona to be.
This guy's mad, man. This guy Xavi is mad. He's just put De Jong on the bench and put Sergio Roberto on the right, put Cassia as a right back at the end of the game. It's just kind of like he's just trying things that don't work, to be honest. Like,
and Mo, in the biggest games as well, in the biggest games for Barcelona, when you think about it, that was a must win for them. Probably one of their biggest games of the season, wouldn't you say already?
Yes. This is, forget the league and stuff. They are top of the league, and it's going to be between them and Madrid. This is with the money. They have to get money, and the money comes from Champions League round of 16, quarterfinal. You win the game, you get money. This is where the money is coming from, and these people drop to the Europa League. It's just, to be honest, it's kind of strange what he does. Xavi is trying to be, I'm going to play Busquets, I'm going to play the La Masia and all this talk. That you have De Jong on the bench. He came in, controlled the midfield way better than Busquets. He's absolutely fantastic. Just stop being like this. Stop being stubborn, and stop to wannabe Guardiola. He's a wannabe Pep, to be honest. And I want to play La Masia. Just do what you have to do. Don't do this stuff. So it's just, I don't like him, to be honest. I stopped liking the guy.
Yeah, a lot of people are questioning it as well, because when you look at it, like the signings they've made, like we said, Rayan listed there. I don't even need to go through the list. Everyone knows the players they've made. The levers they've even done as well. Like Mo just said there, like you look at the financial levers, not one, not two, but three, just to get the players in. They failed last year in the Champions League. They failed again. I don't know if Xavi's going to kind of get away with it because he's a Barcelona legend. But Bains, like we've got to be honest. I'll get through the comments after, but we've got to talk about Barcelona here, because I feel like if this was like in England, for example, the pressure here from the media would be immense. We live here, we breathe it, we know what we see. We don't see what happens in the sport and marker and stuff like that. But we've got to have a conversation about Xavi here. I know it's still early on, but this is a failure, really, when you look at it, because there's 2 games still to go. And for me, if they went out on the final group game of the season, I'd be like, cool, do you know what? It was nip and tuck. One result might have swung it, and that's what happens. But they haven't really been that great. I watched the game against Celta Vigo, Bains, when they won 1-0 on the weekend. They were getting battered. I'm talking like the last 20 minutes, I thought Barcelona were the team in like 16th, and then Celta Vigo were top. Honestly, it was atrocious. Is it time to say, do you know what? Question Xavi? Or what do you question about Barcelona? Because something needs to be said. And big up everyone that's watching, by the way. 50 already in here.
I don't even know what needs to be said, but it's the most satisfying downfall you can find. Because remember at the start, remember when they beat Real 4-0 last year? Everyone was like, Barcelona back, Xavi's this, Xavi's that. Real Madrid are finished. No, but I hated all of that when people were gassing up Barca and downplaying Real last year. I remember even at the start of this season, Bayern are going to drop down. Remember what Hard said? You
and Hard. He was like, yep.
What did he say that?
He said Barca. He said Barca are going further than Bayern in the Champions League this year.
You saw the screenshot that I had yesterday. He said that. So that's why I'm like, I find this downfall so satisfying. And obviously the De Jong situation, I saw a report apparently he's unhappy now.
Yeah,
what do you expect? Would you, like, you were always going to be a bench player going into the season. Like everyone could see, other than you. So why are you complaining now? Like you had an opportunity to go to a different club, you didn't.
No, he wanted to go. He just didn't want to go to Manchester and leave 17 million behind. These guys are scammers, man. And these guys are scammers, Barcelona. These guys are scammers, Bains. These guys didn't want the guy to leave without signing that we don't owe you anything. What is this? It's a mob. They're really doing like a mob work. What is this?
And that's another good point by the person in the chat as well. Like, come on, man, they got Xavi from outside. Like, how high did you think he was really going to take you?
I thought he's gonna. They play very good football. They are strong defensively in the league, but I think he's too stubborn to actually see what's in front of him. He's like too stubborn to change the way like they play based on the players. Like, come on, just play Frankessia instead of Busquets. Play De Jong. Like, don't just be very stubborn. Sergio Roberto, yes, he had an assist yesterday. He's not your best player on that side. Just change it. I think he's trying to build something. I think he's too stubborn.
So even when you saw the team, though, man, as your arrival to Barcelona last night, man, when you saw Barcelona's lineup, did that make your confidence increase rather than decrease before kickoff?
Yeah, why would you play Piqué there? Just play De Jong as a centre back. Play Frankessia as a centre. Piqué was the worst player on the pitch, probably the worst player of the whole round yesterday. But again, Piqué is his friend. He has to play. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. He literally played Piqué because it's just friendship. Because the guy looked terrible yesterday in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, I think he has looked shocking, to be fair. And I just think Xavi does need to be questioned. I think he might get away with it a bit lightly because they'll see where they are in the league. But they have failed in the Champions League. And I think the only way they're going to get through, like Mo and Ryan said, is if Inter blow it against Pleasant. Now, they surely can't blow it at home to Pleasant. But, Bains, what would you have done differently then? If you look at it, Xavi, he brought on De Jong, who I actually watched some of the second half. He was a brilliant ball carrier. He was taking it from transition 1 to transition 2. My eyes were bleeding thinking, please, Man United, sign him next summer if they need to, because they need finances. I think I read today in that report, they're gonna lose 140 million or whatever it is already just by not progressing through the Champions League. What would you be doing differently if you were Barcelona, especially if you got someone like Haj, for example, who loves Barcelona? They've now fluffed it in the Champions League. What would you have been doing differently now if you're Xavi?
I don't know what more you can do. Like, Barcelona are not going to sack him, let's be honest, right now, because they're top of the league. From what I've heard from what Barcelona fans have said, like the Rafinha, Dembele, Lewandowski experiment's not working as a free up top. I don't watch Barca week in, week out kind of thing, so I can't really comment. It's hard.
Yeah, I'm hearing people actually say for a more balanced front three. I think it might have been Faisal, big up Faisal, who does like Sharky podcasts and stuff. And he was saying like Rafinha's been signed for obviously 60 million. Then you got Lewandowski and you got Dembele. But if you look at Barcelona itself, my problem for me with them already is actually the front three, Bains. I'm glad you thought about it because when you look at Rafinha, where was he playing for? Obviously, for Leeds, sorry. He was playing on the right-hand side. Like he's predominantly more. I know he can play both, but I like Rafinha on the right-hand side. I think he cuts on his left foot really well and he's quite dynamic. But then when you look at Barcelona's front three, when they're trying to force it in with him and Dembele, you'd probably say Dembele's better off the right. So you've actually got two wingers who are good wingers in their own right. But Dembele is probably the better. He's the golden boy for them in terms of the attack. So you've got two wingers there fighting out for one position. But to make it fit, which Xavi tried yesterday, I'm sure he went with Dembele and Rafinha in attack yesterday. Then he puts Dembele or Rafinha out on the left. One of them is, I'm not going to say uncomfortable, but one of them will have to be less impactful in the game. People are saying to me, play Ansu Fati, because if you want the best balance for the front three, you play Ansu Fati on the left, you play Lewandowski up front, and then you play Dembele on the right. Would you agree with that, Ryan, as well?
Yeah, I'd say on paper that's definitely the best and most balanced front three at the end of the day. It's like what you said. I like Rafinha, but you know Dembele for me when he's on form and fit is a different level to Rafinha in my opinion. So you got to put your best right winger on the right at the end of the day. It just makes sense. And then Ansu Fati, like I've been a big fan of Ansu Fati, like you know since he kind of broke through. But like I know how unlucky he's been with injuries. But if you get him fit, then he goes in ahead on the left ahead of Rafinha, who's a natural right winger at the end of the day. Like so, at the end of the day, Rafinha probably when they're fit doesn't get in ahead of those two at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Do you think he's under pressure though to play him because Ansu Fati's come through the academy and Rafinha's been signed with a lever at 65 million? Do you think he's been pressured to play him?
I mean, yeah, probably. I think there probably is an element of that. But this is, you could say maybe that's a bit unfair on Xavi in a way, but like, I don't know, to be fair. Like, I know, has Ansu Fati been fit all season? I'm not even sure, to be honest.
In and out. Still, like, yeah, he has been in and out, and I think probably
so injury prone. So
yeah, that might be his downfall, to be honest. That he has been so injury prone. Let me just get through a few of the comments. Big up everyone that's watching. Over 60 of you already. Please like the video. Please make sure you're subscribing to Inter Worldwide. Make sure you're subscribing to Statman Bains as well. And obviously we hit 5K, so I'm just going to say a massive thank you from the whole team of us at Never a Foul for the support over the last week, 2 weeks, and the last couple months while we've been consistent. Big up Cass as well. Hope you're blessed inside. Everyone loves Cass, obviously. You know what it is, man, every single time. Ferran Torres, someone said, bloody hell, do you know what? I forgot.
Nah, he's crap.
Oh,
I don't
he's
rate
awful.
that guy at all.
Like, do you know what I mean? Even signing him, what are they? Sorry, but what did you? Man City made, was it, how much they sell him for? 50
They made like, was it like 50? I don't know, 45? I don't even know how much it was.
What are they doing? They spent money on Griezmann. They spent money on Ferran Torres. Like, there's so many players that they're spending big money on that are just not working out. Big up Millie as well. He says, I watched the watch along for Mo last night. I was actually watching it with Daps, by the way. I've got a few clips, Mo, to send you actually after. I was cracking up, man. I loved it. Goal! Brilliant, man. People said about Asllani obviously missing the chance. To be fair, do you think, Mo, if you were losing the game, there would be much more about this? Because you've drawn it, right? He's kind of got away with it. Let's be honest, because his touch kind of took him towards goal. But I kind of just want to touch on it quickly. Were you not pissed off at all? Or were you just kind of like, no, do you know what? We've got the draw. I'll let it slide this time. Because imagine you were 3-2 down and you needed that goal to put you in a position of qualifying. That could be the difference.
If we were losing the game, he wasn't going to be there.
Just quickly, Mo. Do you remember when Dembele was playing against Liverpool and they were 4-0 up at home and he didn't square it to Messi?
Yeah, I remember that.
Liverpool come back and scored 5. It's just the little things that could have happened.
Yeah, but I don't think he was going to be there if we were losing. It was going to be the forwards. It was a counter-attack. But listen, everybody misses one-on-ones. Like, it's just everywhere. He's never in front of the goal. This guy's a defensive midfielder, come from Empoli. So it's a very small team, never played in a big game in his life. So for me, it is what it is, you know, like he has to learn. Him and the other guy that's called Villanova, they're 20 years old, never played in a big game in their life. They're coming from a small team in the Italian league. They actually played second division. He's Albanian, this guy, so he doesn't even have like national teammate that is strong, and he doesn't have any experience around him in the national team. So for me, I was like, oh, whatever, you know, he missed the chance. I was pissed a little, but again, to be there for me is a plus for this kid. To be that young and go to that position is a plus for me. Missing the chance or not missing the chance, these are small details. I can talk about another small details, like if Dembele scored that shot, if Pedri got to the ball before Onana. Very small details, you know what I mean? But at the end, I'm looking at the big picture. You went to the Camp Nou and you went 1-0 down and it didn't fold. You didn't just we didn't put our head down and lost the game and conceded, and that's it. We actually fought back 2-1, and when they came back 2-2, we still scored the third. So for me, this is
great goal by Martinez, by the way.
That's the thing I'm looking at. I'm not looking at Asllani missing this. I'm looking at a big picture. For me, I'm looking at Dumfries missing 3 crosses, being the experienced player who played Euros before, who plays for the national team of the Netherlands. So for me, I don't look at a youngster. I look at the big boys. What did you do in this game? I look at the Dumfries. What did you do? I look at Skriniar. I look at Bastoni. These guys showed levels, to be honest. And it is what it is. You know, I know that small details, but at the end, you play Victoria Bolson at home. You have to win. If you don't win, it didn't matter what you did before. It didn't matter.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I think we have to talk about the positives because Bains, I think Rayan touched on a great point. Yeah, when you look at Inter Milan last year, they got through to the knockouts. And I actually thought in the first leg as well, they played pretty well at the San Siro. I thought they
were the better team for most of the game.
They were the better team. And I like that, Ren. You're honest as well. Like, you ain't coming on here and saying, oh, we were the better team. No,
it was them. We just defended well and got a couple of goals from set pieces from
exactly quite late on. And I think Inter Milan, the team, they haven't lost loads of key players in terms of into this season. They've actually probably grown mentally from it. I think yesterday was probably a bit of a mental battle for themselves. A bit like when Arsenal beat Liverpool and they hadn't done it for ages on the weekend. Yeah. It's kind of getting over that mental barrier. Arsenal fans are more gassed about the mental barrier rather than, oh, we're top of the league. With Inter Milan showing that resoluteness to come back from like 1-0 down like Mo said against a possession-based team and then go into this pleasant game, potentially winning that and going through. Bains, do you see anything in this Inter Milan team, especially in a bit of apart from, you could say, Man City and Real Madrid at the moment, it's quite a wide open Champions League. I don't think there's anyone that you're like, they're definitely winning it apart from Man City, when you look at them right now in current form. Do you think this Inter Milan team could be a nasty team for someone to face in the knockout stages? And why, by the way?
You probably don't want to face them because obviously there's a lot easier sides, but I wouldn't say you necessarily fear them. Like say for like my Bayern Munich point of view, Bayern Munich have beaten Inter Milan already this year. Like Napoli, for example, look like the scariest team from Italy right now.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like
definitely.
I might be wrong here, but I swear Simeone Inzaghi has been kind of under pressure for the league.
Yeah, he's still under pressure,
Yeah.
even with this, because we're not performing in the league. So yeah, I agree with you. I would rather face Inter than Napoli. Napoli are fucking running riots. You know what I mean?
We will
Like,
touch them straight after this because they're on a new wave. Yeah.
So like, as much as like big up obviously Inter Milan on the result, I don't think teams are still going to look at them and be like, "Yo,
but I think if we come second, Baines, we're gonna be the team that everybody wants to not us and Liverpool, because I'm assuming Liverpool are gonna come second.
Yeah, we'll come second. We ain't gonna top the group now.
Because even if you win, because you can't, unless you win against Napoli 5-0.
No, but yeah, we'd have to win our last 2 games, including beating Napoli by like at least 3 goals, which isn't going to happen. Like
you lost 4-1 or 4-0.
We lost 4-1, so we'd have to win by at least 3.
More than 3, yeah. So I don't see that happening. So it's Liverpool and Inter to avoid in the second round.
There's at least going to be one tasty clash there, Mo.
Well, it depends, because there are groups that Club Brugge is going to come first.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The thing.
Yeah, unbeaten, apparently clean sheets.
It looks like Marseille might come first as well, which is because they won yesterday away. So this the draw. I know that they make it in a way that there has to be a juicy clash, but I still expect if it's a choice for everybody here, we wouldn't need all the big teams to go out. We would want the quarterfinal to be better. I don't want to see a Club Brugge in the quarterfinal, to be honest. I would rather see Napoli you know what I mean? I would rather see Liverpool. I don't want Liverpool to go face Bayern Munich and then one of them go out. I want Liverpool and Bayern Munich in the quarterfinal. I'm not like one of these guys who are like, no, I want an easier route. No, I don't. I want to watch 4 good clashes in the quarterfinals. This is what I want.
Yeah, that's what the Champions League is about. And that's why I think with this group stages, it's kind of like exciting yesterday that it was like that, because normally, like you say, you pick them 2 teams from a group to go through. But let's touch on Napoli, because I even forgot about them myself. But look at the Napoli we're seeing this season. And do you know what? It's weird because I loved R9 and I used to love Inter Milan back in the day with them wicked kits like Mo's got in the background right there. But if you look at Napoli, I think over the years, when they had the Lavezzis, the Cavani's, they always were that sort of nearly team in Serie A. They always were that sort of team that will get to the quarterfinals in the Champions League. And then I remember Ivanovic scoring, Stamford Bridge erupting and knocking out Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea knocking them out, sorry. And something with this Napoli team this year, I just think is different to all the other years. And I might be jumping the gun and being early, and obviously us guys will talk about it. But I just feel like they've got something about them, which is more like no fear. Like, do you know what? Let's play with belief. Let's actually back ourselves. And when you lose players like Koulibaly, who's been the leader, the captain at centre-back for many years, you lose Jez Mertens, who's their record scorer. You lose Insigne, who's obviously been there from a boyhood club anyway. And then you've got Fabian Ruiz, who kind of goes under the radar just because he's not featuring loads at PSG. He's a brilliant midfielder, especially for that team in that league. To replace him with obviously Kravadonna, I'm just going to call him Kravadonna. It's easier that way, or Krava. You've got Min Kim Jae, who's coming as a centre-back from Galatasaray, who I actually think has been really good this year. Obviously, Osimhen is now leading the line. You've got Raspadori, who's stepping up, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's young, and he's actually showing that, you know, his game is improving. Is this the time to take Napoli serious, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, man. Like, they shocked everyone, you know, because, like, I've watched Napoli quite a few times over the years because, like, for example, this is like the 3rd Champions League season in like 5 years where we've drawn them in the group. So like we drew them twice in a row. I remember a few years ago, season we won the Champions League as well. And they're a tough team to play there, you know, like, yeah, I think they were under Ancelotti at that time. But this time they're just attacking wise anyway, like they're just fearless. You know, they're going to score. You can't handle them. It's just crazy. The attacking quality they have, the speed at which they attack, it's just crazy at the end of the day. No one's going to want to come up against them. You got Osimhen, you got I don't even know how to pronounce
Kvaratskhelia.
I kept hearing it on BT yesterday when I was watching the game. I was trying to make sure I learned how to say it, and I still can't, man. But he's a baller as well. Just the way they move the ball as well, it's brilliant. Spalletti's doing a very, very good job there at the end of the day. I still feel because of when I've seen them, they do maybe can let a few chances the other way go. You know, you can get at them defensively if you manage to. You know, even we lost there 4-1, but we still created a fair few chances in that game, even though we got Pam going the other way. And even Ajax have looked a little bit dangerous at times against them yesterday as well. But now, man, they're a team that just no one's going to want to come up against, innit? I completely understand people saying they are a dark horse in this competition. It is giving people like kind of that Ajax 2018-19 vibes in the Champions
That's
League.
a good, yeah.
It is giving and you could maybe see some of their players go next summer. You know, people could come in for Osimhen, the guy's name I still can't pronounce. You know, Zielinski as well, who's a baller as well.
Yeah, very good baller.
Yeah,
because you look at the midfield, what is it? Lobotka, you got Zelensky, you got Anguissa. Very good midfield, actually. Like, very good midfield. I actually think that Napoli are the type of team that, like Bain said, you don't want to face. But Baines, with Napoli, I think even what Rav said about the transition of attacks, you look at the modern game right now, and the Krava guy is just bringing different waves. And it's funny because I always notice he gets subbed off in about the 70th minute, but it's because his intensity of his game is so high. It's like he just says, right, maximize your game for 70 minutes and then I'll pull you off. But the damage is done. That's what Napoli do. They just get the damage done early doors. They score early in the second half. And before you know it, you've got 15 games to see the game out and you bring on your Politanos and stuff like that. But with this player here, I think we have to talk about him especially because I'm going to be honest, I follow my European football. I didn't know much about him until sort of the back end of last season. I was like, let me see how this guy gets on. I did a European show with Mo on Grizzly's channel and we're like, let's see him. He's delivering. I think it's 7 goals, 5 assists this season already. Yeah. Do you think this guy Baines is set for the top?
He's everything we asked Arsenal and Sancho. Like literally everything in terms of aggressive, take your man on every single time, intensity. That's all it is. Like he will go right to, I don't know right to the top, but he will go very far in terms of the winger area just because of that. Like you don't want to face him. You just don't. He's going to continuously take you on, and like you've seen it, and the end product as well. On top of it, like you said it, double-figure goal contributions already for a winger coming into a new league, first season. Let's be honest, the top 5 leagues. Where was he? Like Ruben Kazan.
Yeah. And you know, Baines, they signed him for 9 million. They'll probably sell him for 10 times that.
Yeah, like listen, fair play, and he's taking his chance in it.
Did you think, right? Because I saw you laughing, Mo. What is it? Because he said that's the intensity we wanted from Sancho.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you agree.
To be honest, that's the difference of someone. You know, I'm just gonna say it as people.
Say it.
English people don't wanna hear it. Entitled players and players that want to work hard. Every time I feel Sancho stepping on a pitch, I feel like he's entitled to be a superstar. He thinks that. He thinks I'm a superstar. I'm coming from Dortmund. I am from Manchester City Academy. I am already a superstar in this English, in English football. That's what he thinks. He plays like a superstar. He's always on his toes. He does these tricks, but I don't see him working hard. I don't see him trying so hard. He thinks that everything should come to me easy without me trying. But you look at this Kvaratskhelia guy who is from Georgia, doesn't have a big name, coming from the Russian league. And you feel like this guy works hard, runs his ass off, does everything that you want from a winger. I know he's a bigger in body than Sancho, but we have Sancho's coming from a Man City academy, one of the best academies in the world, right? At like Foden, we saw like these players, and he was supposed to be better than Foden. That's what we've been told before. Before that, we've been told Sancho. So we've been told Sancho is the first tier footballer, but then we're not seeing it. You came to Manchester United, and then you shy away. You're hiding behind the whole team. You're not showing up. You're not like coming in as strong as. And I'm looking at this guy, and I agree with Baines. I'm echoing what Baines said. It's what everything that Sancho is not. This is what everything Sancho was supposed to be, but it's everything that Sancho isn't at the moment. Champions League, the guy doesn't matter if he plays against Liverpool, doesn't matter if he plays against Ajax. It doesn't matter where he plays.
No fear.
He just goes and performs, right? Exactly. He trusts himself and goes. It's not Napoli is like top 6 teams in Italy, but they're not Inter, they're not Milan, they're not even Roma. You know what I mean?
But what is it, Mo? Because you watch the Serie A. This
It's
is
mentality.
not. Because this is no fluke, people. If people don't watch Napoli and they watch them in the Champions League, they do their business in the league as well. What's different to this Napoli team that we've seen sort of get lauded for years with the Cavani's, Lavezzis, and fall short?
I think they got away from the superstars. They have no, like this team doesn't have any superstars. It doesn't have anybody to take the media, the spotlights on them. Osimhen is not a superstar. Raspadori is not. Simoni, the young Simoni is not. Lozano is not. Lobotka is an unknown player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Anguissa is coming. Yep.
Anguissa came in humbled. He came from Fulham who dropped, and he came and worked hard to be a good player. They don't have a Koulibaly that demands high. Like, listen, on this team at the moment, there is no player that demands high wage. No one, not even one player, and that makes the team it gets unity in this team. It makes this team together. I'm not jealous of this guy because he's making more than me. He's not taking the spotlight off me. Now, at the moment, people are talking about Kvaratskhelia, but in Italy, they're talking about Raspadori. And in Africa, they're talking about Anguissa. You know what I mean? It's not only about Insigne. It's not only about Mertens. It's not about Cavani. It's not about Lavezzi. It's about Napoli. And that's the difference. The media doesn't focus on a player. It just focuses on the team. And that's a massive difference between Sancho, who's all the time in the media, Rashford, and Kvaratskhelia, who's helping Napoli to be a better team. It's not Napoli helping Kvaratskhelia. It's the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. Guys, there's 100 of you watching on a Thursday, 6:30. I know Europa League is on, but this is better than Europa League, even though Man United kick off at 8. But guys, please make sure you are liking the video on your way in. Please make sure you're supporting the Never a Foul channel and platform. I know someone asked, is Cass coming on? Cass is on tomorrow's show, if not on Saturday evening show. So just make sure, you keep watching. Obviously, it'll be me, Mo, Daps, Cass, Double A, whoever it is, will always be one of us on here, man. But keep supporting the content and big up every single time. Make sure you subscribe to Statman Bains down below. There's 90 of you. If you haven't subscribed, that's 90 more subscribers for Statman. Inter Worldwide, where Mo does great watch-alongs. You can watch back the game from yesterday where he did the Barcelona game. Go and subscribe to Inter Worldwide as well, over 1K. So, guys, thank you very much to keep supporting. I'll get through some of the comments as well. Hit the like and subscribe. Anthony says Thursday nights. Love that. The team is incredible. The fun of the 18-19 Ancelotti team with the ability of the 17-18 Sarri team. Big up Benzelm H. I'll call you that. These City fans are salty over Sancho. Do you know what?
I'm not a City fan. Why people think I'm a City fan?
Yeah. I know. They can't see from the background, and I don't know. They're colorblind.
I can't be a City fan and have all of this.
Daps might convert you when you come over, Mo. But no, this is a good question. Before I want to move on to obviously more of the Champions League stuff. Is it too early to judge a player, or is it new player hype? And this is obviously talking about Krava because he has been the more standout player on the eye to football fans. Anyone want to go first? Is it too early, or is it no? My eye test, I see a player's ability and his intelligence straight away. He is going to be a top player. It's a good question.
I think with it, I think the reason why I think it's fair the way people are judging him right now is because he's doing it at the top level as well. He's doing it in the Champions League and in the league against, good teams as well. And he's performing consistently. That's why I think it's very fair to give him the hype he deserves so far this season. Because not only, like I said, is he showing how good he is in terms of ability and performances, he's doing it at the top level. So I think the hype he's getting is pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyone, Bains, what do you think? Do you think the hype's a bit over too much, or do you think no, it's right? Or because some people say, like with Sancho, for example, he's a perfect example that he gave. Performed at Dortmund, and he came with a big package in terms of goals and assists. I think he had like 30 combined or 25 combined for Dortmund in his last season. People expected big things at Man United. This is now his second season. Do you think with Krava, it's like, do you know what? Wait and see what he does next season. And or do you actually think, no, you look at him and he's got everything in this modern game to be a top winger, and we're not judging early?
I think like the attributes is the most important thing in it. But you said it, Sancho's not a bad player, by the way. Like, let's not act like Sancho's a bad player. He still had like 3 top seasons at Borussia Dortmund, double figure goal contributions every single year, kind of thing, innit? It's just maybe like, listen, forget the Jadon Sancho conversation, innit? But listen, like the other guy does have very, very good attributes for a winger, kind of thing, especially in the modern day. Like he can probably go into any single league with intensity he plays at and perform. And let's see if he can continue for the rest of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, would it be one of them ones? Yeah, and this is for you, Ryan and Baines, and even myself, because obviously Mo supports obviously in the Milan, which is in Serie A, so he's seeing him right now. As rivals of Man United fans, and obviously a Liverpool fan, if he went to another Premier League club, say in 2 years for 90 million, would it bother you? Because I asked this question because I was talking the other day with Baines, and they were saying about Bellingham and like would I want him at United? I like him at United, but it doesn't bother me if he goes to City or Liverpool because we need the money to sort of spread out elsewhere and improve the squad. Would it be one of them ones where you're like, I don't want to see this guy go to Man City, for example?
I think with me, it's like I don't want to see it happen, but Man City just have enough so much quality anyway that it doesn't really.
What about a Chelsea then?
Chelsea would be I think with me, Chelsea would be a big one because for me, he takes their attack probably to a different level because we all know they've had so many problems with their attack over the last since probably Hazard left them, to be honest. And you never know, he could be kind of like maybe the long-term Hazard replacement if he went there in some ways, kind of play similar position. If he went to United, that would bother me still because he definitely improves your attack. So yeah, it would bother me depending on if he went to like City or not City, United or Chelsea. Yeah, that would bother me because he automatically improves that side significantly going forward. Whereas if he went to City, they're already so good anyway that even though I do think they need a winger, that's the thing. I do think they may be a little bit short on
because he's so suited to the Premier League.
You know the Napoli guy. Does he kind of remind you of Grealish at Villa?
But quicker.
Yeah, quicker. Yeah, plays.
I see what you mean. Also much stronger, and he scores with his head. He scored already 3 headers in the league.
I can't lie. If there's one team he suits in the league, it's probably us the most. With the intensity he plays at, he probably suits us the most. If I'm being real with you. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
It's an interesting one because the only reason I ask is because I reckon I'll come back to the stream in 2 years' time, and he will be at a Premier League club. But guys, like I said, keep smashing.
No, he won't. No, he won't. He will go to the Spanish league.
Ooh, you reckon? You think he's more suited?
Yeah. It's the way they play. It's the way
he's
they
got
play.
Premier League.
Does he go Barca?
He would go. I think so. I agree. Yes, Ryan. I think he'll go Barca. I think
Real have Vini on the left. So
I think he would go Barcelona. I think so. I think it's the next step of or he would go to Real Madrid and play right winger. It depends if they get somebody or not, because I don't think he's going to go to the Premier League. A lot of wingers now see the Premier League and they're just scared of going and failing. It's a scary league, though. It's a very, I know you guys talk about Anthony and stuff, but not a lot of wingers go to the Premier League and just succeed right away. And you'll need certain abilities, and you'll need to play in a specific team. And Man City just makes it hard to just play.
Yes, it's interesting, man. We're gonna have to definitely watch and see how he does. And you know what? I hope Napoli go far, because the further they go, the more he's tested, the more we see about him at such a young age. But guys, like I said, over 100 of you watching, please make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Interworldwide. Smash the like as well, and obviously subscribe to Statman Bains down below. I think it's only right we now go into Liverpool, because 7-1 under pressure, going into the biggest game of the season on Sunday. What a way to respond. I think it's only right, Ray. He's wiping his eyebrows already. I want to start with you because you're a Liverpool fan, and I think I'll open up the stage for me, Mo, and Baines to come in with different angles. But my main question is, does that win for you change the mentality and your confidence going into the game on Sunday now?
No, it doesn't at all. It really doesn't. I knew we'd beat Rangers yesterday. I was at the game last week at Anfield. They're a terrible team, Rangers. They don't, no disrespect, they don't belong in the Champions League, innit? I know we only won 2-0 the other week, but realistically, it was a very, very comfortable win. We should have won by more. Darwin had his shooting boots on that day. We would have won at least 4 or 5. So I knew we'd win yesterday. But let's be real. In fact, you could argue it made me a bit more nervous yesterday, because if anyone saw that first half yesterday, second half we ran riot in it. But first half, that was scary how bad we were, considering who we're playing as well. It's well known how badly we're starting games. And bear in mind, this is Rangers. They're not a good team. And yet they took the lead, deservedly so. and should have been ahead at half time. They missed it. I think we had to block an Arfield shot just before half time, which he almost scored. And Canati blocked it. It was like they should have been ahead at half time. And that's the worry. It's like, bro, the way we're starting games, and this hasn't been like
you've gone behind 10 in the last 12.
Yeah, it's like this. I say we've been starting games poorly since the second leg of the semi-final last season against Villarreal. You remember the first half of that game was shocking.
3-0 down.
And we conceded. We were 2-0 down at halftime. We conceded in like the first 3 minutes or something stupid like that. It was ridiculous. And ever since then, we've been going behind in games first, and it's been terrible. And honestly, City, you've seen how we started games, going 1-0 down the other day, conceding early in games. You're talking first minute against Arsenal, first 2 minutes against Brighton, etc. If we do that against City and perform the way we did in the first half yesterday against City, they could have the game. They'll have the game wrapped up in the first 10 minutes. And so actually, you could argue it's probably made me more nervous for Sunday just because of the way we're starting games. City will not let us off the hook. Like, I know we came good second half yesterday, but bro, like, bear in mind the team we're playing, and also if we start like that against City, which will happen probably, we'll be out of the game in like 10, 15 minutes. So that's why it's not giving me any confidence yesterday's result at all. I mean,
it's very dangerous, Ryan, right? It's very dangerous, these games, because you think I'm good. Now Jurgen Klopp is like, oh no, my players are great. It's like, you remember Man United winning the 4 games and then go and play Man City, and they thought, oh, we can press. We're good. And then no, you're not good. You're not good. You still fall behind in the league every game. Your defense still shaky. It's the same, but you're just playing a terrible team. It does not reflect what is going to happen in the league.
You're absolutely right. I mean, and it's happened as well this season. You look at, we lost to Man United away. We then go and spank Bournemouth 9-0, one of the worst.
Someone says it's Bournemouth all over again here.
Yeah, and then next game we only just beat Newcastle in the last minute in a game which we were awful and should never have won. Like, honestly, this win changes nothing in my opinion. And honestly, this is going to be I have no hope going into the weekend. Like, this could be very, very damaging on Sunday because I expect us to get battered in it. Like, we're playing the best team in Europe, in my opinion. You know, with a striker that is literally scoring a hat-trick a game, like it's ridiculous. And it could actually be very damaging mentally for the team because if you imagine, right, because of what the scoreline could be on Sunday, because they've been on such bad form. And you imagine the team who you've been competing against and lost out twice to by a single point over the last few years to a title come to your own stadium and batter you. You know how mentally damaging that could be for the team and the manager. That's something they might not recover from mentally. That's why Sunday is very, very scary, isn't it? Very scary. We're defending like crap.
Yeah, no. It's interesting to see your point because I think you're looking at what you said, which is interesting. I'll come to Bains. I'm just going to get through some comments. I think what your point is, which I even forgot about myself, and I'm sure Mo agrees with you on it, is that you look at the second half performance, which, yes, you scored a lot of goals against a Rangers team that are poor. But the truth is, people forget the first 45.
People forget the first 1-1.
Yeah, and I did. I'm not going to lie. I look at the score. I see the second half. I see Salah coming on, and I'm thinking, whoa, Liverpool have got a bit of confidence. Everyone remembers, and that's what you do. You talk about where all the goals are and the performance. But the first half was a Rangers team that are still not very good. You were drawing 1-1, and that is the fact of the matter. Rangers could have come out and scored in the 47th minute, and then it's 2-1, and it's a completely different game. But they didn't. Let me get through a few of these because people are saying not at all. Liverpool will upset City. Let me just get through a few of these. Darwin, 25 plus.
I hope so. I hope that Liverpool win the game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, isn't it? Darwin, 25 plus. That Rangers goalie is an absolute fraud.
He was crap. He's about 40 though, isn't he? He's an old
keeper, he is. Man. Yeah, he hasn't been playing this season as well. The fans have been getting annoyed because he hasn't been playing. Haaland will score at least 2. To be fair, Elliott and Carvalho started. If City get the goal in the first 10 minutes, it could be a 6-1 thing. Honestly,
this will get a goal
over again. Firmino has more goals than Gabby Jesus. We'll definitely touch on Firmino, by the way. He's having a brilliant season so far.
Yeah.
Darwin, 1 less goal than Jesus. I know I've seen a lot of this today. City will beat Liverpool 4-2. Any other
stop talking about Darwin Núñez, please.
Yeah, I know. But this is what we do, don't they? They live off that emotion, man. Akanji is going to show who's the Rolls Royce. Okay, interesting take there. What are your thoughts, Bains, man? Because you've watched enough of City. You've watched enough of Liverpool. Liverpool, like we said, 7-1, confidence booster going into this game. But does it change a lot? Or are you looking at it like Ryan and thinking, hold on. People are not forgetting that first 45 minutes. This is not Liverpool are back. It's a team they should be beating, but they just scored 7.
I don't get how one game can change anything. Like, Liverpool losing. It's as simple as that. Literally as simple as that. Liverpool, listen, going into the game, what do they have backing? It's not like this players coming back from injury or anything. It's the exact same 11. But then maybe you're taking ideas now because he's injured.
Yeah.
So what changes? It's not that I think what they said that Haaland's a doubt for the weekend. Haaland's not.
No, he's playing, man.
Apparently Foden's a doubt. Foden as well.
They're both playing.
Yeah, I hate Pep with the passion, Like, honestly, like.
Mind games. Pep come out and said they've been rested because they were tired anyway. He actually said Bernardo Silva. Man thinks Liverpool will win. Unfortunately, home advantage. Like, do you think, Bains, that Anfield? Because if they didn't win against Rangers last night, I was listening to some fans calling them Talk Sport, and they even said we didn't beat Rangers last night because Rangers are so poor. The confidence going into the game against Man City would have been done. Like, it would have been done. Ryan is still done in terms of not confident, but there are some Liverpool fans that are saying, do you know what? That win will lift Anfield. And when Anfield gets going, that could be a big advantage, because if there's any game that Liverpool could turn it around in, it might be a game against Man City. And the only reason I say this as a football fan, we've all watched football for years. Teams can be very poor, but one result, like Man United, we went into that Liverpool game, actually, after the Brentford. Perfect example. We were poor. We were getting dispatched by Brighton and Brentford, but we just managed to get one tackle.
Yeah, but even then, Liverpool were poor going into that game as well. City are not poor. City are the best team in Europe, you could argue.
So you don't even think the atmosphere or anything can sort of give Liverpool a lift on the outside?
Man, Van Dijk's record's coming to an end.
Oh yeah, that's finished. That's finished. Yeah. That's finished. Yeah. Like, I mean, look, the atmosphere thing. Like, I go to pretty much every home game. Like, the atmosphere's been crap. The atmosphere's been crap all season, innit? Like, I don't even see it. It might start off like the first. Wait. It will start off maybe before the game. It might be loud. Wait till we concede in the first 2 minutes.
Are you going on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll quieten down after 2 minutes when Haaland scores, innit? So, like, it will, man. Like, Brighton, bro. Like, Brighton came to Anfield the other week, having just sacked their manager, and should have scored 7 in it. My word, bro.
True.
This is the most.
I've come to you last, Mo, as a neutral. Please run what you think happened Sunday and what this win has done for Liverpool. I want to hear as a neutral.
Okay, this win gave the players confidence, but the problem is I think they're going to be too confident going to the game. It's Bournemouth, as exactly said. I can't talk about the atmosphere and the ambiance inside the stadium and all the stuff, but for me, I think City have. If I'm gonna bet money, I'm just gonna put it on City. Tell me one neutral person in the world that will go put money on Liverpool thinking that he's actually going to get money back. No one. It's as simple as that. The odds are in favor of City, even though they play away. Liverpool in their worst shape under Jurgen Klopp in the last 5 years. Maybe the time when Van Dijk got the injury.
The COVID season.
This was
I can't
worse.
lie. This seems a bit worse, Like,
but the thing about it, this season, you have the players. They're available. Exactly. At that time, you had no defenders. Everybody was injured. But this year you have everybody, but nobody's. But to be honest, it's just Jurgen Klopp is out of ideas.
No, I agree.
He's out of ideas. It's not on Van Dijk. It's not on Salah. And I keep saying this everywhere. I keep saying, if you have 1 or 2 players not performing, you talk about the players. If you have 5, 6 players not performing and they're not thinking inside the game, and their head is somewhere else, and they're out of position all the time, it's on the coach, it's not on them. And nobody can convince me otherwise. It's on him. He needs to start changing things, and he needs to get these players motivated again to play football and to win again, and he can do it. He hasn't done it yet this season. The problem is it is slipping away. And if they lose Sunday, now they are 17 points or something behind
Arsenal. Arsenal beat Leeds. They'll beat Leeds, Arsenal, so they'll be like 17 points for the game.
17 points. That means they have to lose 6 games, assuming that Liverpool is going to win every single game until the end of the season, which is not happening. So the title is going to be over.
Can I just sorry to interrupt you, Ryan? Obviously, guys, I see the guys. There's a comment going on about politics and debates like that. guys, can we just keep it civil in there? Because obviously I have the power to got the mods. The mods are in here. I can tell them to obviously ban you and stuff, but I like you guys a lot. You show respect to the channel since I began it with Daps and stuff. So please just show respect in there. Don't be talking about politics and all that stuff. If you want to do that, message each other elsewhere, because I don't want to bring other people into it who are just enjoying the show and watching the content. So yeah, guys, man, just keep it natural and just keep it football talk, please, if that's all right, man. Sorry, Ryan, back to you, man.
I mean, this comment's interesting because I agree. I completely agree with it. But the worrying thing is, you look at our last few games. It's not because of a high line. Look at the goals we've conceded against Arsenal, Brighton, even the game yesterday. It wasn't a result of catching us in behind the high line. It was a result of us our defenders actually being, in position and just making mistakes at the end of the day, just getting caught out. Like, that's the worry. It's not even the high line as well will add to that. That will be an extra thing that City will use to batter us in it.
But you don't play high line now, Ryan. You don't. You're defending deeper now.
But they might now more
because I have noticed in the last few games we have been a bit deeper.
But Konate coming in, do you guys? And this is the only question I have. Is it me throwing it out to you guys? Klopp said one thing, which was about Mo Salah coming on yesterday. People are saying he's been poor, which he has. Tomiyasu had him tied up.
Yeah,
but he played more central when he came on.
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's what. Yeah.
Said, is that something that with City in the way they play their high line? Look against us. Me and Bays are shocked when they saw Akanji and Aki, but it worked for them. Pace. We couldn't get in behind like that. They might go with Aki and Akanji again, but if Salah plays central and Konate coming in, I think as a physical specimen and quick, he's a good match for Haaland. I'm very intrigued to see that battle. Don't you think that them little changes there could spark something? I'm not trying to give Liverpool hope here. I'm just trying to plant seeds to see if you guys think that Salah central maybe and Konate coming in against Haaland could open it up, and we'll move on after that.
I hear that. I mean, what attack he puts out in terms of, I think he'll stick with the same formation he's been playing. I don't think he goes back to 4-3-3. So he'll still stick with kind of the 4 players up front. But it will be interesting to see what he does with that and who he puts in what positions, etc. Salah, we do have the attacking plays to be able to hurt City, providing we get enough of the ball to hurt them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, City are a team that are the best in the world at dominating the ball and controlling a football match. Even at Anfield, last season, they came and first half at Anfield, I remember, that was when we were a better team as well. Completely controlled the game and dominated us. We couldn't get an attack going. And they could do the same again, where it doesn't even matter if we have 4 attackers. You saw what Arsenal did in the second half last week. We couldn't even get the ball to hurt them with. Yeah. So if we did get enough of the ball, we can definitely score against them for sure. But with the Salah thing, it is he hasn't been good. And even Bains knows, for example, I ain't even Salah's biggest fan. But I do have sympathy for him, because at the end of the day, it's him. He's not a touchline winger. He's not a proper winger like that. I always say he's a striker that just comes in from out wide. He's got that striker mentality. He ain't a winger who's going to get the ball on the touchline, take plays on, create. He's a very good passer at the end of the day. He can create, but at the end of the day, he's a goal scorer. He's a goal scorer.
Yeah, he's a goal scorer. Yeah,
exactly.
It's true.
It's I do actually think he's had some games which haven't even been that bad this season, but because he's not scoring, because he's getting into less goal scoring positions in a game, he's scoring less goals, so people automatically see that as always playing bad. Even though for the most of the season he hasn't played well, I agree. So yesterday it was nice to see him more centrally. Obviously he scored a hat trick in 6 minutes, whatever it was. He played well, but I don't know what he goes with on Sunday, because we're short on wingers now. Diaz is injured. It'll be Jota on the left, probably. I'm sure Firmino will play. So Salah, I actually think will play as that winger again on the right, which I don't like. But is he really going to put Harvey Elliott there against City? I don't
think he does. I think with Salah rested, he definitely plays. What do you think, Baines? Do you think a secret weapon, before we move on, could be Salah central?
Nah, the secret weapon is Nunes.
I actually have to apologize to Baines as well, because me and Baines been debating Nunes quite a bit, because I can't lie, a couple of weeks ago I'd written him off, but I can't lie, last I'd say 3 games he has impressed me in it. He's got 2 in 2 now. I'm not a big fan of it. I know how bad he is technically in it, and that's why I when he gives the ball away with his touch or link up play, I ain't even bothered, because that's what I've accepted now. But I can't lie, his movement is very, very good. There's no coincidence he's getting these chances and getting into goal scoring positions. He is giving opposition defenders kind of problems in it. So I actually agree with Baines that Nunes
Yeah,
Has that
I'm
shown?
very intrigued to see why Baines thinks the secret weapon is Nunes. I know you done a TikTok on it, Baines. Yeah, go run.
I'll be honest, I don't think they win no matter what, innit?
Yeah.
But Nunes, listen, man, you know on transition, he's a handful. His movement is sick. He's one of the best in the Premier League, you could argue. Especially with City's high line. He will, like, even against Arsenal, let's be honest, he's probably one of Liverpool's better players.
I'd say him and Diaz were our best. Him, Diaz, Thiago were our three best in the first half.
I didn't get to watch the Rangers game yesterday, but I think he scored in it again.
Yeah, nice.
He actually was awful yesterday. He was shocking, but he was a good finish for the goal, actually. And he still got himself into positions, didn't it? Like I say, he looks a threat. Whenever he's on the pitch, he looks a threat in some way.
His movement is so good, he always create chances, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even against Rangers in the first leg, I watched that and he was good. He didn't get
played
goal,
well.
but
He
his
just didn't have a
overall
shooting
movement.
boost.
Funny enough, his link-up play was actually good that game.
It was. It actually was.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right.
Yes.
Listen, Nunes' record in the Champions League and big games last year was sick as well.
Scored
And
in
you already
both
scored
legs
against Chelsea.
Spurs.
And you already scored against City this year.
Yeah,
Someone even says
community.
Graves, but Baines, I agree with you. I think he would have caused more trouble if Trent was fit. Do you think he could be a little bit of a difference, Mo?
No, Nunes is an Aston Villa level player for me. Aston Villa, Brighton, Max. For me, it's as simple as that, you know. They just got tricked into buying someone who scored some goals in the Champions League, played good in big games. Now, what's his name? The guy you guys bought. What's his name? The guy that we forgot about in the midfield that you guys bought from Ajax. What's his name?
Van der Beek.
Van de Beek. Yeah, you got tricked into buying Van de Beek. Van de Beek is good for Ajax and stuff. I think Nunes' movement, as Bain said, is good and stuff. You can teach that, but you can't teach football. You just can't teach. The guy doesn't have football abilities. Look at Firmino's touch and look at Nunes' touch. There is like, this guy is a football player at this level, and this guy is not. Look at Erling Haaland. We thought Erling Haaland is not going to be able to pass the ball and do this and that. Erling Haaland in 2 months just improved the link-up play, improved the positioning to drop deep and get involved in the game. This guy Nunes, for me, he's not it. Unless you get a coach that knows how to do it, and it's not Jurgen Klopp. As someone said, I was about to say that. Someone said, what about Lukaku? Exactly. You need someone like Antonio Conte that knows how to use Lukaku, like someone who's going to get Lukaku isolated, the back to goal, the big guy. I don't know if Jurgen Klopp is the guy to know how to use Nunes. Klopp, all his 7.5 years at Liverpool, had one system. Even with the worst players, he's trying to do the same system, which is ball position and get the forward and get the forward involved and have the wingers to score, because he had Mane and Salah. Now you want to switch to Nunes? I don't think it's going to work for him. Maybe Nunes, if they get another coach, maybe he's going to be able to use him. But for Jurgen Klopp, I'm not sure, because I've not seen it, and I don't think the guy, as of now, he doesn't have the touch to play as a Liverpool.
First season syndrome, though. When you look at what his qualities are in terms of the movement and the ability just to get on the end of things and score goals, he's a bit more of an old-fashioned number 9. Do you not see that because he's naturally got the instinct to be a predator, he has got great movement, the other things which are raw, which you can see about him, the loose touches, the technical side of things, at 24, 23 years of age, do you not think, Mo, he's got that's what you want to improve into the 24, 25, 26 and 27 when you're a prime striker? Don't you want to give him a bit of leniency, or are you actually like, no,
it's about Jurgen Klopp and him. It's a combination of him and Jurgen Klopp. That's the problem for me. It's like, is Jurgen Klopp is going to change the way they play? We are not seeing it, because they just gave Salah a new contract, and Salah is a goal-scoring winger. He's not a provider. I know he assists a lot, but he is more about goal scoring, right? Luis Diaz is the same. Luis Diaz is a goal-scoring winger. He's not someone who's going to come in and give you. Kevin De Bruyne is going to give you more assists than goals. Luis Diaz and Salah are going to give you more goals than assists. So now, why did you get a number 9 that is all about other people serving him? Firmino, all these years, was serving Salah and Mane. Why did he get a forward? And I don't get it. To be honest, I didn't get this transfer. If you just renewed Salah and if you just got Luis Diaz, you needed a false number 9 to actually provide for these guys. It's kind of weird. This transfer was weird. I think he got jealous of Haaland signing for City, and he just wanted to sign a number 9. But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And we saw yesterday, right? Yeah, Salah played. You guys said it. Salah played central, scored a hat-trick. You're asking Salah to provide for Nunes? He's not going to do it. He hasn't done it all his career. Even at Roma, even at Fiorentina, when he went, he was the guy that scored the goals. It was nobody else. He came to Liverpool, he scored the goals. Mane now, he's trying to score goals. He doesn't pass. It's in their DNA. So Nunes wants people to serve him. Is Trent going to serve him? What about Salah? What about Diaz? Is you just going to take them out of the game completely to serve Nunes? I think it's a combination between the system and the guy's abilities. As you said, Alan Shearer was great inside the 18, right? You need to serve Alan Shearer. He's going to get you goals. Ruud van Nistelrooy was the same, right? You need people to serve Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's going to score. But it's not going to work for this Liverpool team unless you switch your wingers and you get wingers that will, like Rafinha and Dembele.
Yeah, no, I hear we
serve
do
Lewandowski.
more. I do hear that because we do probably lack a bit of creativity in terms to supply Nunes enough. You know, you are right. That's what they're trying to turn Salah into. Like, this is this Pep Linders guy as well, man. Look, I shouldn't really say this, but like, if any rival fans want to have more ammunition to laugh at us, just read Pep Linders' book in it, because it's the worst thing I've ever read in my life. Like, I've never seen a book full with more sackable offenses in it in my life, honestly. Like, he needs to be sacked for sure.
Interesting, man.
Honestly, it's the worst book I have ever read. It's horrible.
I'm just here, like, as a neutral, I'm kind of really looking forward to this game Sunday, just because it's just there's so much on the line. A big win for Liverpool could change their season. A loss ends their title hopes completely mathematically.
There's no title hopes, bro.
No. I get it. No, I get it. But a win, and then also you win that game in hand. It's like all of a sudden you're 7 points away, and people start thinking, well, teams are 7 points away at Christmas and still can come back. So mathematically, it's still there. But as a team, we get it. You're not. But this could blow you out of the water. So that's why I think it's such an interesting game. And like 1894 says, big up every single time. I think that might be Heung. If it's not, then of course, love to whoever it is. I know you're on the show with me Saturday morning. Never a foul. Big preview. Liverpool versus Manchester City. I'm going to be hosting it. Basically, planting my little questions and letting the guys debate, of course. But yeah, man, give 1894 a subscription as well, man. And keep liking this video, guys. Keep subscribing. 100 of you still watching, which the retention is sick for a Thursday, especially with Europa League football on. We are going to do another 10 minutes before we wrap it up. Manchester United are kicking off at 8, and I've seen the team news that we've gone very strong. Malacia and Fred come in, and I believe it might be Eriksen and Shaw out. So we're going for goals tonight. So let's see how Man United get on. Yusuf says, I really want to play Inter again in a knockout so we can knock them out like last season. Nuno Bernardes, I know you keep trying to message Bains on here saying about, will you help him? He'll help you. Message him on Twitter. I'm sure Bains would be a lovely guy and help you out with that, man. So good luck with your exams as well, man. Liverpool, what's that? Got Pep Light. Fred and Bruno midfield stinks. We need to get a ball carrier. We'll save Man United streams for another day, don't worry. But I agree, we need De Jong. But I want to just touch on lastly Chelsea, because I think they're going under the radar, Mo. You look at Chelsea and what Graham Potter's come in and done. I'm not saying, oh my God, it's been scintillating. But one thing you've seen from him already, which you love about football, Mo, the tactical now. So he's played a back three. He's played a back four. They're playing better football. He's getting the best out of Mason Mount so far in terms of what Tuchel was doing. Are you impressed with Graham Potter? Are you excited for this Chelsea sort of?
I am. I love the guy. I loved him, and I think he deserved the move much earlier in his career. But if you want to talk about the Champions League, you want to talk about this game. This guy, Daniel Schubert, the referee, the German referee. I'm just another German or Dutch guy that thinks they know better than everybody, that ruined the games. You remember the guy that ref PSG Barcelona, the biggest remontada in the history. Another German and a Dutch person that they are arrogant. They think they know better. He ruined the game. This was not even a foul on Tomori, and he just ruined a good game between Milan and Chelsea. But it's unbelievable, these referees. They're inconsistent, they're terrible, and someone need to like suspend them or something, especially the German ones, because they're very arrogant. The German ones are very arrogant because they think they know better than everybody else. Somehow it's just it's the way they ref the games. As for Chelsea, very fluid. It's something that we know about Graham Potter. Very fluid, attacking football, but also in the same time balanced. His teams are always great in transition and great on the counter attack, but always they know how to keep the ball. I think it's a danger to everybody in the Premier League that this guy, if he adds 2 more players in the midfield, they're going to be very, very dangerous, in my opinion. And I watched the game. It was my game. I picked that game to watch, Milan-Chelsea. And Mason Mount is the standout player. I thought, what's his name? Kovacic coming back is a big help for
Big
them.
plus.
It's a massive
Yeah.
help for them.
Great ball
Shalaba
carrier.
stepped up.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be danger. I think they can go far in this Champions League campaign if they keep playing the same football.
Yeah, even Manch here saying Chelsea are dark horses for the Champions League. They know how to win it. They do their thing. They defend solid. They got the goals. Bains, even Aubameyang. People are saying about Aubameyang here. I'm worried if Aubameyang starts scoring because he's a finisher. It's something that Chelsea they've tried the Maratas and the sort of half-hearted strikers, but sometimes it just hasn't quite worked. Lukaku, not a similar player to Aubameyang. And in this type of football and the system that Potter plays, you know that you're going to get chances. And Aubameyang is the type of player you don't want to give chances to. Whether he's 45 or 55 or 62 with his kids in the garden, he's going to put the ball in the back of the net. Have you been quite impressed with what Potter's trying to do with him and also managing his minutes, which I think is quite clever so far?
Potter's a sick coach, though. We all knew this. Let's be honest, Chelsea before he came in were horrendous, especially offensively. My thoughts on Mason Mount. Mason Mount actually looks like a half-decent player.
Yeah, you put him in your FPL team. I'm angry now. I swapped him out.
Yeah, exactly. No, but fair play is a great important in it. Especially doing it this quick. But listen, remember what I said. Remember Chelsea had a 2-3 break because of the Queen and all of that stuff.
Yeah, helped them.
Helped them massive. They were one of the teams that would have benefited the most from it. And fair play to Graham Potter for getting the ideas across so quick. And obviously Chelsea not the complete package yet. Like Mo said, they still need more players in that midfield area, especially.
Yeah.
I swear Kante's injured again.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah.
Even like Kovacic. I love Kovacic, but he's injury prone, let's be honest. Picks up a lot of niggles. I think Reece James is.
Yeah, but even his injury ain't serious.
And they've even had to play Loftus-Cheek, really, who you don't really see as a Chelsea starter.
Yeah.
No, but even if Reece James' injury is not serious, he picks up a lot of niggles,
Yeah, he does. He does.
But listen, man.
I agree.
Fair play to Graham Potter so far, innit? Fair play. Especially we were looking at that group, there was a point where we were like, ooh, Chelsea could go out before the AC Milan games.
Yeah.
And fair play, obviously AC Milan went full strength. But you have to only beat what's in front of you, and they've done that. Yeah,
I think it's fair. What do you think, Ryan, on before we wrap it up? And guys, make sure we get this video to 100 likes. I think we're close. We might be over 100. But thank you all so much for your support. Yeah, Ryan, what's your final thoughts on Chelsea? Is it Aubameyang? Is it Potter? Is the way he's using the squad? Mason Mount standing out again now? Is it just a collective?
I mean, I've been a massive fan of Graham Potter for a very long time. Like Baines knows, I've been singing his praises for about probably over 2 years or something. I think he's brilliant coach. And you can clearly see the difference with the Chelsea team. I mean, Tuchel's a very, very good manager, and it did surprise me when he got sacked. But Potter, I didn't watch their Crystal Palace game, which they won, but I heard they weren't great in that game. But I've watched their 3 games since, so the 2 AC Milan games and the Wolves game, actually, I watched. They've been very impressive in all 3, very good going forward. And we criticize Chelsea going forward under Tuchel, chance creation, the attackers not playing well. He's getting a lot out of those attacking players and midfielders as well. Out of all the team, to be honest, they're creating much more chances per game, looking much more threatening, very good on the ball. And look, with the Aubameyang thing, we can diss Aubameyang all we want. No one really rates his overall game, and I never have. But there's no doubt if you give this guy supply and chances, he is going to score goals. He proved it at Arsenal at the end of the day, in a team that at that time wasn't great at chance creation. If his movement's so great that if he is pretty clinical, if you get him chances, he will score goals. And that's what he's doing, and fair play to him. He's getting, even I think Havertz has scored under him as well. I don't even rate Havertz like that, but Mason Mount, I don't rate Mason Mount, but he's making him look like a brilliant player at the moment. I mean,
he's a good player as well. I think he just needs to be used correctly in like a number 8 role because he can get up and down. He's box to box. They try too many different things with him, and I just don't think it's really suited him. But I think with the way Potter plays, like when you look at the Brighton team, you've got Pascal Gross, Trossard, and all these players popping up in different positions.
Exactly.
He's allowing Mount to now do that.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say about Brighton. You saw what he did against Brighton. Like, I've watched Brighton a lot over the last couple of years because of Potter. I love their football, and you can see Brighton on paper haven't had a great team on paper. Players you haven't really heard of and stuff before you start watching them. But the way he drilled that team, the way he coached them, the way they moved the ball, we all knew at Brighton the only thing he was missing was the quality of attackers to finish off the chances. They were always high on the XG table, we all know. And now, look, I'm not saying he has the best attackers at Chelsea still, but he's got much better quality players at the end of the day at Chelsea. And you see, with Aubameyang up front, Sterling's there as well. So obviously, naturally, they're scoring more goals. And in terms of dark horses for the Champions League, I hear that. I don't think they'll win it. I think it's hard to look past City or Madrid at the moment, like we said. But, they did it under Tuchel a couple of years ago, having replaced the manager. They got the bounce back. They did very well, won the Champions League. And a lot of their players currently have got that recent experience of winning the Champions League. So that could help as well. They might be dark horses. I think they definitely get top 4 as well. So, nothing but praise for Graham Potter. I think he's doing a brilliant job.
I'm kind of worried as well. I think, like you said as well, when you look at the players they've got and his recruitment, when you touch his recruitment as well, when you look at what he's done at Brighton and the way he transformed players and makes them better, now he's got more money to spend. Now he's going to be looking for players that are going to be coming to a Champions League team, like the Nkunku, for example, already. I'm very, I don't want to say I'm very worried, but I'm very worried / intrigued to see who he brings in, because he doesn't bring players in for the sake of it. He brings players in to play his football. So I think if I was a Chelsea fan right now, it's exciting times. No manager gets a 4 to 5 year contract straight away when you're coming from Brighton. So it shows that Ted Bowley is saying, you're my man, I'm going to back you, and let's go for this and, try and build in 3-4 years and see where we're at. So, I
know they're looking for I know they're looking for a director of football as well.
The Southampton. I know they're looking at the Southampton.
Yeah, I've heard the Southampton one.
And he only just came from Man City in the summer.
Yeah.
Signed Lavia, obviously Bella Kotchau as well from Bochum, who's been a very good centre back.
Yeah.
So do you see what I mean? They're moving smart. They're moving like a proper football club, and that's only exciting for Chelsea, guys. We've hit 100 likes, which is great, just before we wrap up the show right now. So I massively appreciate that. You guys in the comments are great every single time. But also, guys, I've seen a bit of wars going on. Man City, Liverpool is Sunday. I get it. Emotions are high. It's going to be a tense game. We've got a big preview for you on Saturday morning at 11:30. So make sure you come through for that. But just, guys, keep it respectful, man. It's just football at the end of the day. You win games, you lose some games. But come on, man, I always want you guys in the comments, but just keep it respectful, because you never know what one comment can do to someone, especially in this day and age, man. It can make people very upset and stuff. So just keep it real and show love, man. But guys, it's been a wicked show. Honestly, I really loved it. An hour and 15 of proper talk, Champions League football. Mo, big up for coming on every single time, guys. Go and subscribe to Inter Worldwide. You're going to see Mo plenty on the channel over the years and year left this year as well. Ryan, thank you for coming on. First time as a Liverpool fan. It's great to have you on, man.
Cheers for the invite, man.
No problem at all. And Statman, you know what it is every single time, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Statman Bains. I'm on his show tomorrow at 6 o'clock, I think it is. Yeah, tomorrow. So we're going to be touching on the Man United stuff from tonight as well. Guys, before I go, anything you want to plug, anything you want to shout out, feel free to do it, man. Mo, I'll let you start and work around that way.
No, I just nothing. I just watch my watch-alongs for Inter. If you want to be entertained.
Go, Lazio!
Yeah.
I love it.
We'll see how it is. I'm I'm thinking about starting something for just watch-alongs. Just something.
Yeah, man. Do it, man. Look, if it comes from here and you enjoy it, keep it going, man. Yeah. Love that. Statman, anything you want to plug? I know you're itching for a Ronaldo hat trick, so I hope you get your wish.
Fam, 10 knogs, stupid with their lineup.
I know. Do you know what? I saw your face when someone put in the chat. I thought, I'm not even going to talk about Man United. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the chat. End it on a positive, man. Hopefully we win and we get goals and no one gets injured. But guys, yeah, man. Thank you so much for watching. We are out. And like I said, tomorrow will be a call-in show. So if you guys want to get involved, make sure you hit up Cass and Daps, who will be doing that show tomorrow. Then Saturday morning, like I said, I'll be on the hosting the preview, Liverpool, Man City. We've got Grizz. We've got Heung on as well. We've got a great panel for that. And Saturday night is the review of the Saturday games. And then Sunday, I'll be back on as well. So yeah, guys, keep subscribing. And everyone have a blessed evening as always. Thank you.